Okay, this is problem number 2 from that sheet 4413. So here's your picture, and this is just like the problem we did. So we're going to, instead of calling the radius r, we're going to call it x, and then we're going to call this 2x. Or you could have called it r and 2r, it doesn't matter. This is y, and that's y. Okay, so you're supposed to maximize the area. Okay, so we need a formula for the area. So you're going to have the area of the rectangle, which will be 2x times y, because that's length times width. And then you need the area of half of a circle, which will add to that. So it's going to be pi r squared, but we're using x. So pi x squared, so like pi r squared, but only half of a circle. Okay, and you can see there's two different variables, so we're going to need to do something else. So we're going to look at the perimeter. And we were told that the perimeter equals 200. Okay, so the perimeter is going to be two sides, so it's 2y, and then 2 of the other sides, so 2x and 2x is going to be 4x. And then you're going to need the circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r, but we only have half of a circle, so you divide by 2. So that means that 200 equals 2y plus 4x plus pi r. So you're going to want to solve for, I'm sorry, it's not r, it's x. Okay, so you have a choice. You can either solve for y or x. I think solving for y is easier, but you could do whatever you want. So I'm going to bring everything else over. And then I'm going to divide every term by 2. Okay, so that's my value for y. And now I'm going to go back to my area, and I'm going to substitute that value for y. So instead of writing y, I'm putting this mess. Okay, and then I'm going to distribute. So 2x times 100 is just 200x. And then 2x times 2x is 4x squared. And then I'm just going to multiply straight across. And then we have that last term. Okay, so hopefully you can see that this term and this term, those are common terms. So we can combine them. So a negative 2 and a positive 1 is a negative 1. Okay, and I think that's pretty much how far you're going to get in simplifying. So now it's time to take the derivative. And then you're going to want to set that equal to 0. So I'm going to make some space. And then we're trying to solve for x, so I'm going to bring all my x's to the other side to make them positive. Then I'm going to factor out an x. And then I'm going to divide. So that's my value of x. And the question is asking, what is the maximum area? So this was my area formula, and I could solve for y, but also this is my area formula, And that's all in terms of x, so why don't I just substitute into that? That would make my life a lot easier. Let's make some room here. So the area is 200, replace the x. Minus 4, replace the x. And then minus pi, replace the x. Okay, and I'm stopping right there. I think the answer that I wrote, that this book had given, was a little more simplified, but you'll never have anything this kind of crazy that you're going to have to simplify on the AP test. So that would be the answer. Okay, that's it.